Hi there. Welcome back to 8 p.m. Sleep Stories. I'm Joshua, the voice behind tonight's story. And tonight, I'll be here with you as we slowly settle in for the night. And if this is your first time here, I hope tonight's story and the sound of my voice help you relax and gently drift into sleep. And if you enjoy these quiet stories, you're always welcome to subscribe or leave a comment below. It truly helps support the channel and allows me to keep creating more stories for you. Before we begin, just take a moment to settle in, allowing your body to feel supported and at ease. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere else you need to be, just this quiet moment. And now, very gently, our story begins. Near midnight, beneath a pale silver moon, the old train waited quietly beside the empty station platform. Thin clouds drifted slowly across the sky above southern France, and cold night air moved gently through the sleeping town. Most windows nearby had already gone dark hours earlier. Only a few warm lanterns still glowed beside the narrow station walls, casting soft golden light across the stone pavement. The station itself was small and old. Its wooden benches had become smooth with age, and faded travel posters still hung quietly beneath iron lamps that hummed softly in the cool night air. Beyond the platform, the dark railway stretched into endless fields hidden beneath moonlight and mist. The locomotive rested there patiently, breathing slow clouds of steam into the darkness. Its iron body reflected silver light from the crescent moon above. Inside the first passenger car, warm lanterns swayed gently from the ceiling as the train prepared for departure. Most travelers had already fallen asleep. A young mother rested beside the window with a blanket wrapped around her shoulders. Across the aisle, an old man slept quietly beneath his hat while the rhythm of distant machinery echoed softly through the cabin floor. At the far end of the train stood Henri. He was the night conductor of the midnight railway. Henri had worked these routes for many years. No one at the station remembered exactly how long he had been aboard the midnight train. Some believed he had worked the railway since before the war. Others thought he had simply become part of the old train itself, like the lanterns or the polished brass rails beside the sleeping cabins. He was an old man now. His dark coat carried the faint scent of steam and cedar wood, and his silver hair showed beneath the brim of his conductor's cap whenever lantern light crossed his face. Henri moved slowly through the narrow aisle, checking the cabin doors one final time before departure. Outside, somewhere beyond the sleeping station, a bell rang softly in the darkness. The locomotive answered with a low whistle. Then, slowly, the train began to move. The wheels turned carefully at first. Metal shifted softly beneath the cars as the great locomotive pulled itself forward into the night. Warm cabin lanterns trembled gently overhead. Outside the windows, the station platform drifted away little by little until the old stone building disappeared completely into darkness. Soon only the railway remained. The midnight train moved deeper into the sleeping countryside beneath the silver crescent moon. Henri stood quietly near the rear carriage, while the soft rhythm of the rails filled the cabins around him. Click, click, click. The sound continued steadily beneath the floorboards like a slow heartbeat guiding the train forward through the night. Henry had always loved that sound. There was comfort in its rhythm, comfort in repetition. Night after night, season after season, the rails carried the old train through valleys, villages, rivers, and endless open fields while most of the world slept peacefully beyond the windows. Outside, pale fog drifted low across the countryside. Small farmhouses appeared now and then beside the tracks, their windows glowing faintly with warm firelight before slowly disappearing again behind rows of dark trees. The farther south the train traveled, the quieter the world became. Soon the first lavender fields appeared beneath the moonlight. Even in darkness, the fields stretched endlessly across the hills, like soft waves beneath the silver sky. Long rows of lavender moved gently in the night wind, while moonlight rested quietly across the purple earth. Henri walked slowly through the train cars. The lanterns above swayed softly with each movement of the railway. A young traveller slept with his head resting against the window. Nearby, an elderly woman quietly knitted beneath warm yellow light while soft steam drifted against the glass outside. The train moved onward through the lavender fields. The scent entered faintly through small openings near the windows, mixing gently with the smell of polished wood, warm tea, and iron warmed by the long journey. Henri stopped briefly beside the dining carriage. Inside, only one small lamp remained lit near the counter. The dining attendant had already fallen asleep with an open newspaper resting across his lap. Henry smiled softly before pouring himself a small cup of tea from the warm brass kettle near the stove. The train continued deeper into the countryside. Outside, endless rows of lavender glowed beneath the moonlight, like soft violet rivers stretching toward distant hills. For many years, Henry had traveled these same routes during the quiet hours after midnight. He knew every curve in the railway, every old station, every bridge crossing dark rivers hidden beneath morning fog. And yet the journey never felt entirely the same. The countryside changed quietly with the seasons. During summer, warm winds carried the scent of lavender through the open windows. In autumn, golden leaves drifted across empty stations beneath grey skies. Winter covered the railway in silver frost, while steam rolled heavily through frozen valleys. But tonight belonged to late summer. The fields shimmered softly beneath the moon. The sky remained clear and endless above the moving train. Henry carried his tea toward the rear observation carriage, where wide windows overlooked the tracks, disappearing into darkness behind them. He sat quietly beside the glass while the midnight railway continued onward. Outside, small villages drifted slowly past. Ancient church towers rose faintly above sleeping rooftops. Narrow stone roads curved between vineyards and silent gardens where pale lanterns still glowed beside wooden gates. At times, the train passed so close to the lavender fields that they seemed almost endless beneath the moonlight. Henry watched their silver-purple waves move gently in the night wind. Years ago, when he was much younger, the midnight railway had been far busier. Passengers once filled every carriage during summer evenings. Musicians travelled south beside painters, students, soldiers, and wandering travellers searching for warm coastal towns beyond the hills. The stations had once echoed with voices late into the night, but time had softened the railway. Now the midnight train belonged mostly to quiet travellers and distant dreamers who preferred the calm movement of old trains over crowded modern roads. Henri did not mind the silence. In truth, he had grown to love it. There was something peaceful about watching sleeping passengers beneath warm lantern light while the countryside drifted slowly beyond the windows. The train eventually began climbing gentle hills beyond the open fields. The rhythm of the rails changed slightly beneath the wheels. Far below, silver rivers reflected moonlight through the dark valleys. Then rain began softly against the windows. Only a light summer rain at first. Tiny drops slid slowly down the glass while pale mist gathered above the tracks ahead. Inside the cabins, the sound blended gently with the rhythm of the railway. Click, click, click. Rain whispered softly across the roof above. Several passengers shifted quietly beneath their blankets, but did not wake. Henri stood once more and continued through the sleeping train. At the center carriage, he adjusted a loose curtain near one window where moonlight still entered faintly through the rain. Further ahead, a little girl slept peacefully beside her mother while holding a small stuffed rabbit against her chest. Henri carefully lowered the cabin lantern nearby so the warm light would not disturb them. The old train rolled onward through rain and lavender beneath the dark silver sky. Sometime after 2 a.m, the locomotive began slowing. Ahead, a small station appeared through the mist. The forgotten station. Henri had always called it that in his thoughts. Few passengers ever entered or departed there anymore. The platform was narrow and old, surrounded by quiet lavender hills and dark cypress trees moving gently in the wind. Only one lantern still burned beside the station sign. The train stopped softly beside the empty platform. Steam drifted upward into the cold night air. For a long moment, nothing moved. Then an old station keeper appeared quietly from the darkness, carrying a small lantern beneath his coat. Henri stepped down from the train to greet him. The 2 old railway men exchanged only a few words. They had known each other for many years. Around them, rain continued falling softly across the silent station. Somewhere beyond the hills, distant thunder rolled quietly through the clouds. Henri looked toward the sleeping countryside beyond the platform. Long ago, this station had once been filled with travellers during summer harvest seasons. Farmers brought lavender baskets onto the railway, while musicians played softly near the ticket hall late into the night. Now only silence remained, yet the silence did not feel lonely, only peaceful. After several quiet minutes, Henri returned aboard the train. The locomotive released another low whistle. Slowly, the midnight railway continued onward once more. The rain gradually faded as the train crossed deeper into the countryside. Clouds moved away from the moon. Silver light returned across the fields outside the windows. Inside the cabins, nearly every passenger had fallen completely asleep. Blankets rested softly across their shoulders, while lantern light glowed warmly above the swaying train cars. Henry sat once again beside the rear observation window. The railway stretched endlessly behind him into darkness. Sometimes he wondered how many nights he had spent aboard the midnight train. Hundreds, perhaps. Maybe thousands. The years had blended together like distant stations disappearing into fog. Yet he remembered certain journeys clearly. Winter snowstorms crossing frozen bridges. Golden autumn evenings beside vineyards. Summer nights exactly like this one, where lavender fields rolled endlessly beneath the moonlight, while soft rain drifted quietly against the windows. The old train continued moving steadily through the sleeping countryside. Hours passed gently. The moon slowly lowered toward the western hills. Far ahead, the darkness of night gradually softened into pale blue mist. Morning was approaching. Henry rose carefully from his seat and walked toward the front carriage. Outside, the first signs of dawn appeared faintly above the horizon. The lavender fields no longer shimmered silver beneath moonlight. Now they rested beneath soft blue morning fog, while distant birds began moving quietly through the trees beyond the tracks. The train slowed once more. In the distance, warm station lanterns glowed through the early dawn mist. Their final destination had arrived. Passengers slowly began waking as the locomotive rolled gently beside the platform. Blankets folded softly. Suitcases lifted quietly from overhead racks. Outside, the sky brightened little by little beyond the lavender hills. Henri opened the cabin doors while cool morning air drifted through the train. One by one, the travelers stepped peacefully onto the platform beneath the fading stars. Soon the train cars became empty once again. Only the sound of cooling metal and distant morning birds remained. Henry stood quietly beside the railway, while pale sunlight slowly touched the lavender fields beyond the station. The old locomotive rested peacefully after its long journey through the night. Steam rose softly into the brightening sky. For a moment, everything felt perfectly still. Then, somewhere far beyond the fields, morning wind moved gently through the lavender rose beneath the fading moon. And the midnight train rested quietly at the end of another journey through the sleeping countryside of Provence. And now, our story gently comes to an end. The night has grown quiet, and the world beyond your window feels a little softer now. If your eyes are becoming heavy, then simply rest here for a while and allow the music to carry you slowly towards sleep. These calm sounds were made to help your mind become still, your breathing slow and gentle, and your thoughts drift quietly into the dark. There is nothing more you need to think about tonight, nothing more to solve, nothing more to carry. And if you are still awake, do not worry. Some nights simply take a little longer. You do not need to force sleep to arrive. Just remain comfortable, remain calm, and let the quiet night move gently around you. And perhaps, if you would like another peaceful journey before sleep, there are more quiet stories waiting nearby. Another distant train moving softly through the midnight countryside. Another lighthouse glowing beside the sea. Another hidden path beneath the moonlight. But for now, let the day slowly fade away. Let your thoughts grow softer. Let the world become quiet around you once more. Tomorrow can wait until morning. Now rest, breathe slowly, and sleep.